Greetings and welcome to this historic gathering of the New York Declaration for Men and Boys. I am Ola Okinwe, founder, Boys Mentoring Advocacy Network, BMAN, established here in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa. And the goal of BMAN is to cultivate young men with the tools they need to navigate the journey from boyhood to manhood. Honestly, it will have been very, very great that I'm physically present with you at this important gathering. But unfortunately, I'm not there with you physically, but I feel your presence and everyone seated in the audience as will advance issues that relate to boys and men. The topic I'm exploring today in this August occasion is boys and fatherlessness. Ideally, every boy is expected to have a father in his life, and every father is supposed to be available for the cultivation of his sons or son. But sometimes the situations or circumstances of life could warrant that a child do not have an involved father figure, biological father or stepfather in the course of his growth. And this creates a big gap or a wound in the heart of that child as he begins to grow up to be a man. And we understand that this could come from different issues of life. It could be divorce or separation. It could be unplanned pregnancy. It could be economic migration. It could be many more issues that really causes fatherlessness. But what I do understand is fatherlessness in boys refers to the condition or circumstances where a boy grows up without the presence, involvement, or influence of a biological father or father figure in his life. And statistics have it that children who grow up without a father are 4 times more likely to live in poverty and commit crime, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, and 20 times more likely to end up in prison. The question for all of us here today, is this the result we want to have as an outcome for our young men, for our son? I would say no. Then if that is it, we have from global statistics that 25% of children in the US live in a single parent home. In the United Kingdom, we have 15%. In Australia, we have 17%. In Canada, we have 19.2%. In South Africa, surprisingly, 60% of children live without their biological father. That is worrisome. And that is the continent where I come from. So this is a global epidemic. And we have to look at it from the world perspective, which is the reports that we get from UNICEF indicate that family structures are becoming more diverse and complex globally. with a significant portion of children living in single-parent household, primarily headed by mothers. So we understand, we talked about these factors. I want us to look at the solutions from cultural perspectives. And I want to start from the African context. There is this community involvement and traditional mentoring system that have been part of the African family for a very many years, where you have the fathers, the uncles, cousins playing the role of an absent father in a boy's life. And we can also take from current South African implementation of the Men Care and Men Care Plus. Men Care is a multi-pronged initiative and global campaign run in partnership with different organizations across the world. And basically, we have the Sonke Gender Justice in South Africa, who is working to ensure that boys and men are given the tools they need to navigate fatherlessness. For me, it's a big pain in the heart of young men in Africa who do not grow up with their fathers. It's not. I think we need to revisit the cultural perspective to how men are being raised from different cultures in the world. This is my first solution to this issue. And that will take me to the Asian context or perspective, where you look at filial piety, where the community have a system that relationship is emphasized in a reciprocal manner, where the young takes care of their elderly, and it has a 5 key relationship context, where it consists of like a ruler to a subject, a father to a son, husband to a wife. What does this bring to us? It brings to us the issue of accountability. It brings to us the issue of responsibility. It brings to us the issue of stewardship. So the solution to fatherlessness in boys is for men to be a steward of their sons. How do I mean? If I have to go into fathering, or I want to go into cultivating children, it is a necessary preparation class where I need to be tutored what it costs to raise a son. Most of the challenges we have with fatherlessness is because fathers are not prepared, especially teenage fathers, or when you have teenage pregnancy, they are not prepared for fatherhood. So there must be adequate preparation from cultural perspective. Another solution I want to offer here is the solution of us as men, the species, the gender of men. We need to look at every boy as the continuation of our gender continuity. And the way we take care of our gender is the way we are going to receive the outcome of what they become in the society. So the issue boils down to how are we, today's men, cultivating the young boy in our lives. I think it was one wise person that said, the issue with our civilization today is whether or not we'll be able to cultivate the young boy of today to become responsible fathers of tomorrow. It's important. This is what we do at BMAN, and we have a very great initiative that addresses the issue of fatherhood. One of such is the Father and Son Together Father and Son Together Festival. This festival celebrates the bond that exists between father and sons. And from the research I got, I found out that boys, especially teenage boys, they are the most unhugged population in the world. When we begin to bond with our children, give them a hug, telling them they matter, they are our replacement on earth. That's one of the ways to eradicate fatherlessness. And it takes a community to build a child. It takes a community to cultivate a child. Secondly, we have our annual Being a Man marathon relay that bring together boys and men for them to come and share their experiences, both fatherhood, professional, and think of it. This is an intergenerational discussion that helps the boy on his journey to manhood. I want to also say we need such program in different cultures where men will be available to ensure that no matter who that child is, who that boy is, there is always a father in his life. The issue is this person having a positive influence, or is it creating a destructive habit into the life of this child? That's what BMAN has brought to you. We have a very great center here in Africa where the boys come, meet regularly, and we extend our hands of partnership to individuals, cooperation, who want to support our work in Africa. We are open and receptive to your partnership, and I believe that subsequent gathering like this will be glad to be part of you. I want to close by saying that it is our collective responsibility, especially as fathers, to ensure that we get involved, nurture the young men that are in our lives, in our community. Secondly, the global statistic of mother-headed homes is increasing. I think over 100 million homes globally are headed by mothers. And I do believe that mothers do need a lot of education and support for their sons to cultivate the necessary fatherhood skills they will need to cultivate their own sons. With that being said, I want to thank you, and I give you greetings once again from Africa, and I wish everyone at this conference a successful deliberation. Thank you.